Okay, so brief last part, I promise. Next we cut to, now this is what I don't think makes sense. This is what I don't get. They obviously were trying to turn McMahon heel. Very, very obviously, with his goading the crowd and everything. He's clearly a heel again, as he should be. But then the next thing you see him do is go backstage and... I mean, I know it makes sense given that Orton's supposed to have tortured his family and everything, but it doesn't make sense to turn him heel and then the next thing you do show him making life difficult for the show's top heel. It just jars. It doesn't seem to make sense. I'd rather see McMahon align himself with Orton for no good reason. I'd just rather see him do it. He orders Legacy to leave the building and promises Orton a world of pain at the Bash and says that Orton Triple H will happen again at the Bash. Great. And it's going to be 2 out of 3 falls. A 3 Stages of Hell match. First is going to be a regular wrestling match, which we already know that Orton and Triple H can't do. Second is going to be Falls Count Anywhere, which we already know Orton and Triple H can't do. And third, if necessary, so obviously it's going to be necessary, will be a stretcher match. I fucking hate stretcher matches. I couldn't want to watch this match less. This sounds awful. No, 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 no. If this match is better than a 3 out of 10 to me, I'll be fucking astounded. But there you go. We have a Divas match next. Divas tag match, 6 women. Mickie James and the Bellas defeat Maryse, Beth Phoenix, and Rosa Mendez. I'd have rather just watched Mickie James against Beth Phoenix because the very brief points where they were in the ring together, and I mean it was brief, were the only times the match was good. Maryse looks worse every week. I quite like her on camera. I quite like her personality. She's terrible in the ring, but she's better than Rosa Mendez or the Bellas, who are all mind-numbingly awful. This match was shit. I can't even remember how it ends. I think Mickie James pins Rosa Mendez. Maryse runs away. It was shit anyway. It's fucking terrible. WWE really needs to work on its divas, man. Really needs to work on its divas. I'll be interested to see what happens when Maryse finally goes one-on-one with Mickie James. Hopefully that'll be quite good. Next we had some American sports team called the Cubs segment that I didn't watch because I wasn't interested. Sorry if you are, I apologise. Then we got that really embarrassing thing that the commentators are doing these days. We got King and Cole standing in the ring looking like idiots promoting the pay-per-view. This is not the way to promote a pay-per-view. Stop doing it. Anyway, moving on quickly to the main event. Once again, we get the joys of John Cena against The Big Show. This was not too bad, actually. I've seen them a lot worse. That submissions match was a lot worse. This was okay. I like that Cena immediately overpowers the show, which is a cool way of starting, I think. You know, the show's supposed to be the monster that overpowers everyone, and to have him immediately overpowered is quite cool. But quickly it turns around because Cena gets snake eyes onto the barrier, and Show does a spear. I like that Show is using the spear. In fact, this match showed that Big Show is starting to try and expand his moves arsenal a bit, which is great because he's so slow and so plodding. The only way that he can be good to watch is if he has a lot of different moves, so you don't really know what to expect. A variety of attacks. That's the only way he can be interesting, because he's just so lethargic. Otherwise it just becomes predictable and horrible. He also does a power bomb but over into sort of flapjack facebuster kind of thing, which was quite good. And he also does a sort of leg drop final cut type thing, very similar to, I don't know if you've seen the move that Zack Ryder's been using recently, where he kind of does a leg lariat and falls down in sort of leg drop position on the standing opponent. It's kind of like that, but a lot less athletic, but coming from a guy that big, it would probably have been really painful. In fact, it looked like something that I kind of think should have been more of a finisher. You'd think Cena would have stopped shoulder blocking the Big Show right now, because every match they have, Cena shoulder blocks him and gets swatted away like a fly. You'd think that would have sunk in. Cena kicks out of the choke slam. Didn't really like that he did that. The choke slam is meant to be the Big Show's finisher. Would we see the Big Show kick out of the Attitude Adjustment? No. So that kind of annoyed me. Then John Cena, apparently, after all this fuss, can very easily apply the STF to the Big Show. What a surprise! But yes, he gets the STF locked in. Big Show gets out of it, and then Cena sets up for the Attitude Adjustment, but the Miz runs down. And the referee can't see the Miz on the apron because the Big Show's so big. That's the idea. And the Miz pushes Cena, and the Big Show falls in such a way to land on top of Cena in a cover position. Apparently this is enough to get the win. I liked that the Miz was involved. That was good. That was one of the good things about this Raw. I liked that. And the Miz goes in the ring to goad Cena, and I'm glad that they're building up that match quite well for the Bash. And our last thing we see on Raw is Orton is limping towards his car, and Triple H attacks him and slams the boot of the car down in the small of his back, which looks really painful. For some reason, Orton is much more injured than Triple H. I don't know why that would be. Triple H shouldn't really be able to walk after the ladder incident during their match earlier, but that's just Triple H's ego all over again. Interesting points about this Raw were nothing. I thought it was horrible. I thought it was horrible like every other Raw has been horrible. I don't see any reason why anyone likes it any better. I thought it was really, really atrocious. Please explain to me why you disagree with this. Please, I can't see it. Also, what the fuck happened to MVP's push? Like, Jesus! You can't start pushing someone like that and just forget it happened. Why is the United States title match going to be on Superstars and not on fucking Raw? Raw, as usual, made me sick. I hated it. I hated watching it. But I did it for you guys. So, if you guys would like to comment, rate, or subscribe our videos, that would be awesome. Let us know what you think. Let me know if you agree with me and why, or if you disagree with me and why. Thanks for bearing with me throughout this long video. And thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a nice day and take care of yourselves. Cheers, dudes.